Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, dogs, cats, robots, and everybody in between, especially you attendees of the Ai4 Conference in Las Vegas. This is HTTTA, How to Talk to AI. I am your host, Simplemind West. West is Simplemind. And as always, I am joined by the gregarious, the grateful, the gleeful, the gusty herself, Miss Go to Go. G, how are you this?
I am fantastic, and I can tell to everybody right now that you memorized words. This is not ChatGPT anymore.
I am learning G words.
Yeah.
This is true.
Instead of me, how I am, how are you? You are in a conference shaking hands left and right.
This is very true. I just met the head of AI at Bayer Pharmaceuticals. We connected and they saw me with the camera equipment. They're like, "You a photographer?" I'm like, "Among other things."
I could be.
So I would like to report that while the humble West Simplemind is maybe known in some circles, as soon as I mention the great, the gregarious, the gleeful Go to people as my co-host, they're like, "Oh, I've emailed her.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I've seen her videos. She's great. How'd you link up with Goda?"
This is a joke, right?
No, this is 100% true. You people know the great Go to Go here. I think even some of them are frequenters of your email inbox, maybe even.
Oh, like I knew I should have gone. Oh no, it would have been so amazing to experience this. I'm just speechless.
So the one high I'm still coming down from and we've mentioned him on the podcast before, David Manley, the professor from Harvard CS50, did talk on how they're using a custom coding tutor bot that they've developed that adapts to every student's needs, that doesn't necessarily give them the answers like ChatGPT might, but still helps them learn and critical think and reason and work through different types of problems in a way that promotes and enhances learning, as opposed to something that kind of gives you the answer and then adds a little bit more and adds a little bit more, like ChatGPT on its own might. Those things like highlighting and describing what a line of code means, or a tool that helps them organize and debug their code that's bespoke to each student's learning style. I think it's a really not only innovative, but a way that we should be thinking about how to deploy AI in education. And it's really cool to see them. They're the gold standard of computer science ed. So I got to shake his hand after and had a very nice moment where I just said, "Hey, sir, I'm standing right here at an AI conference kind of because of you." Because when I started on my graduate degree and I'm in the first Python learn how to code course, it wasn't coming together. This is during COVID. So I'm like having to learn on Zoom, and it's inherently a little harder, but I'm just like, am I going to have to change majors? Like, I don't know. And then I just found that CS50 course and it gelled for me. And then it made sense. And then I was able to continue on and graduate and learn about complex networks and neural networks and machine learning and all the things that I use with Simplemind. And by virtue of just finding that free course, so I had a company with 15 people and we're doing all kinds of business because I found you for a YouTube course. So that was a kind of special moment.
Isn't it amazing to meet your heroes?
Especially when they just back it up, because everybody in the press room here, I'm like, "Oh, David Manley speaking. Y'all are going to want to come see this."
Yeah.
And every single one of them, "Oh my gosh, this guy's incredible." Just, he has a little orbit around him that forms anywhere he goes. It's just, he's touched so many lives. And even just while waiting to talk to him and interface with some other folks. Hang on, my gimbal's going crazy.
We are keeping this in the podcast. I would love to keep that.
Listen, I am a master of AI technologies, not camera technologies.
Yeah, cameras and microphones.
Yeah, don't even get me started. But anyway, it was just like standing in a little circle way to talk to David. Two other people are like, I was in finance and then found this course and now I'm a data scientist. Or I dropped out of high school, I dropped out of college, and because of finding this course, it started me down a path where now I'm a professional developer. So just to even be around these type of people was such a treat already.
You're making me jealous. And especially that I got invited, right? So but of course there is a part that This journey is long. There's going to be conferences, and going from Europe just for one conference was a bit like, but maybe I should have done it. But
you could have gotten a nice seafood buffet out of the deal. They have some of those here.
for vegetarian. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they have that.
What is the lineup? Do you have any interviews settled?
Yeah. So here in just a little while, we're going to be interviewing the CEO and the CTO of a new health startup called Vital Health, which just launched. The Vital Health CEO is the former CEO of Mint.com, CEO and founder, that they sold Mint probably almost like 6 or 7 years ago now to Intuit for $700 million or something like that. Pretty successful exit, but they just launched their new product today, Vital Health, that will essentially take a doctor-patient interaction. You can load your notes that the doctor wrote for you, your post-visit notes, and it'll actually translate it into something that the regular non-medically trained professional can read and understand. Or you let it listen to the doctor talk if you're an inpatient at the hospital, and it will translate that for you. I can't think of how many times that I've ever been under the care of a physician, or if I've had a surgery and you're already like a little out of it, it's overwhelming, you're in pain, and they're just telling you what's happening. My wife might be scrolling down some notes or something, but that's a completely human interaction that everybody has probably had, where they feel overwhelmed and underinformed about their health, because it's the doctor's job to, depending on their specialty, and some may not have the best bedside manner, explain that stuff.
And we know that from studies which are coming out that when people rate the empathy, the feeling being informed, they rate actually AI tools above doctors. So that's definitely a market there now.
Yeah,
this is exciting.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'll have to look up his name really quick, but we walked into one of the main keynote seminars by the CEO and the CTO of this tool called ChatAIble, chat with an AI in the middle of it, able. It's a business enterprise tool that just uses chatbot to train your data. But the thing I found the most provocative about it, because it's built for enterprise tools, built for model training, the analogy that the CEO gave us said, hey, if you're following a typical 3-month software development lifecycle, let's think about what didn't even exist 3 months ago in the world of generative AI. We didn't have Llama 2. We didn't have Claude. We didn't have Llama 2. Didn't have the newest release of Stable Diffusion. Like, all of these things weren't around. So if it's already getting faster, the time to even just deploy a product needs to get rapidly slower. So his entire business proposition when they go into an enterprise customer is they will have their model trained and their product deployed in 24 hours. And his
24 hours.
24 hours. And the analogy that he gave too was, hey, it should really be about a 1 hour deal in terms of how easy it should be to like deploy the model, get things set up, get things rolling, and then start iterating and evaluating it from there. It was interesting to hear like how they also look at these types of developments where they want to get something in the hands of their customer, so they fail together with it, try to break it, try to see where the flaws are. Their tool specifically highlights within a generative AI model's outputs the parts that are verifiable and true based on whatever data sets it's linked to. So from a compliance perspective, it's tremendously valuable product, but it was just really insightful to hear that, hey, if you're still applying the old ways on how to develop stuff, how long it takes, like, you're just going to get left behind or not be able to be nimble enough because it changes so fast.
And it's even for us at SimphMinds, right? How fast can we spin projects? We need to also look into that. But yeah, I see their website. It says generative AI with guardrails for enterprise analytics.
Yep.
And this is, I think, very relevant for a lot of businesses.
I think one of the examples they gave was just like, from a marketing perspective, that'd be like, how can we get better market share for Gen Z? And then as opposed to it just doing some really top level generic responses, it deploys a really analytical, with stats, with data based on research or other data that they put into it. So it synthesized it. The language model kind of synthesized it together live for them to get some insights that potentially are actionable.
Any parties, any events that you are crashing? Any team members that you are meeting?
Yes, I have some of the SynthMinds crew here. They've been
Can we see
they've been
t-shirt?
terrific.
Can we see branding?
Oh, yeah. You got some branding. Look at that. We're semi-official. Nice. But no, it's been great to link up with, honestly, a lot of peers and colleagues. There's a ton of excitement here. Really cool network opportunities. I think we've been invited on 6 podcasts already. So we're just going to need to figure that out. But all great problems to have. And it's been a treat. There's going to be some more really interesting stuff. I think the thing we're looking forward to the most is the chief legal counsel from OpenAI is doing the keynote tomorrow morning. So given the landscape of the AI market, well, are they going to tell us, all right, y'all are going to be sued. Here's what you do, or how they're navigating these really unknown times.
Okay, so we definitely need to catch up tomorrow as well, because I want live updates, and I think listeners would love that. Any launches? Anything launching that you would know?
So
or you can't tell.
Yes, it's not that secret. But no, the folks that we're interviewing later that I mentioned from the Vital Health, they launched their tool today with a address in one of the breakout rooms. So that's really exciting. We're going to be excited to talk to them here a little bit later. I'm sure if I went down the list too, everyone's debuting new products, and I should have some footage to include with some on-the-fly interviews from the floor and the exhibits, which we haven't gotten a chance to do yet, but because there's just been so many great speakers.
I'm really jealous. I've never been to US, but it also is so awesome that How to Talk to AI podcast was invited as well. So this is really nice to be also recognized and mingle around with people. And I'm just I keep thinking about what you said before. So next conference, I'm definitely going.
Oh, no, you might need your own special entourage room with just some of the people that, especially in the little press group here, they're like, Coda? How did you link up with Coda?
Don't! I'm not good with this type of stuff.
Oh, there is another kind of wild launch that happened, and that kind of affects our course that we're debuting here later this month, the CoRise course. CoRise is now, I think it's not Uplink. I keep saying Uplink.
I have it in front of me.
Yeah, put it in front.
Uplimit.
So the CoRise EdTech platform has rebranded as Uplimit. They took the logo and turned it on its side, and they have some exciting reasons for it. And that was definitely a surprise, but they've been great partners, and we're still looking forward to a terrific course here in a couple of weeks on Uplimit now. Check the link to that, as always, in the show notes, in the newsletter. And if you use the code AI4All, that's 10% off, folks. You're welcome.
It's funny because yesterday I was recording a podcast with our genius prompt engineer, Joseph.
Yes.
And it was CoRise. I recorded yesterday 2 more videos. And now I have to put disclaimers everywhere. This is crazy when people dealt with rebranding Meta.
Oh yeah.
So anything else. And Twitter, I think it's maybe a trendy thing.
X.
Just let's change our name completely.
No, who knows? I happen to like How to Talk to AI, but maybe there's something there.
We don't touch it yet.
Okay. I'm good. Fine, right where it is.
You didn't bump into Elon Musk?
No, Elon is not here, but lots of really interesting, really excited people. Like I said, there's going to be some other podcasts I will probably go talk to, and we'll be invited on. And just
Joe Rogan.
I haven't seen Joe Rogan.
To talk about AI.
Is he in the AI? I think he just gets Lex Freeman on there to tell him about AI.
He's very intelligent. He knows quite a lot. But when you talk with people all day long, you catch a few.
He did have something on his podcast where he showed a video of how China's using AI in the classrooms, which is just kind of almost just eerie. He showed this video of the, probably grade school students. They have to wear this halo style headband, right? That through machine learning, it's mapped brainwaves of people that are attentive or inattentive or not paying attention. So the headbands have a light on them that are green, yellow, and red. And if the light is green, the teacher in the front knows they're paying attention. If it's yellow, they're losing that student. And then if it's red, they're not paying attention at all. And this can get tracked not only by the teacher, but the parents get updates that their kid isn't paying attention. I'm just like,
We are
oh my
going to
God.
get to the point that it will be tracked what you're thinking and how you're thinking. This needs to be in between partners too, not just kids. This is
Yeah.
amazing idea. You just walk with the headsets, and then the moment your partner, when you're having an argument, is drifting off, you're like, get alert.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't
That's
think
like would save so many relationships, right?
I don't think that I me to wear a headband to know when I'm not paying attention or listening.
I hope our partners are not listening. They're not listening. They're like,
I have some
yeah, whatever.
No, they hear it plenty from us.
I bet you heard about LK99. It's about semiconductors, flying cars in the background of you. I'm just curious, is this any stuff about hardware that is resonating around? Or is basically everything software? Because LK99 is a bit taken by the storm.
Yeah.
It's, a bit controversial. Is it really a thing? Because we need peer review. But for listeners who don't know, LK99 is a basically new material which could enable room temperature semiconductors, which would save enormous amounts of both electricity but also heat, which also were magnetic, which would allow us to just place cars on the roads and which could be hovering, and quantum computing.
I mean, like all things, it may be too good to be. It's a little controversial, right? Because they weren't able to write some of the research, which is pretty common in a peer review. I've done that. It can be rigorous. Someone comes in at the last minute. You worked hard on this, say, your entire fool. Well, I guess we got to try. I think in today's day and age, you have people are getting entirely on ideas, on possibilities. It was actually pretty funny. So they had Josh. He gave a talk. He's the CEO of Do Not Pay. So for those that don't know this, he started this company about 7 years ago because he's from the UK. He moved to the US for his studies, and his first year there, he probably got like 20 or 30 different parking tickets. He's like, I was such a driver. I got all these tickets. He kind of realized that there was some like boilerplate type templates that he could use to fight these tickets and get out of them. But that became a consumer advocacy company. People can take their cable bill or their gym membership or their parking ticket, get into their tool, and it fights it for them. It'll log on to their Comcast account and chat with the chatbot for Comcast. He said that GPT 3.0, when Comcast would say, here's $100 off your bill, it would say, okay, thank you. But they like GPT-4 because GPT-4 will be like, I want $200 off the bill, not 100. It's a little push.
GPT-4, I keep running out my credits. And then I was like, okay, for a video, we'll use ChatGPT. And I'm like, I can't go back. It's just completely, how did we, and this is just, remember when we were so excited about free ChatGPT. And now I'm like, it's unusable.
Well, you've gotten a good life. Yeah, he also, the story, I don't know if I told it on this podcast, but one of his favorite things, and this is a group of like AI and fintech and a bunch of different kind of technologies in such a cool way to help consumers. Here in this, for everyone, well, everyone's probably gotten a robocall. Someone has your cell phone number. Yeah. And
I need your credit card.
Something like that. Or your warranty on your car or your mortgage or this, that, and the they have a fintech feature that creates a one-time use credit card number that will be declined, right? Doesn't have any funds attached to it. It's a fake credit card. But when it declines, it gets the name and address of the people that are placing the robocall from like a financial perspective. And then here in the States, you're allowed to sue robocall, right? So the template letters, the form letters and stuff like that, like there's a guy that his full-time job in New Jersey, he sues robocallers that call him because then he goes through the whole thing, their whole song and dance, gives them the fake credit card number, gets their info, and then sues them because they don't want their scam to be blown up when they take it to court. So they just settle oftentimes. And it's just, a wild convergence of a bunch of these different,
for good or bad, but We cover only good for now. You are going to interview people right away.
We are.
I think on my side, I'm going to spin off this podcast. Is this place as good as any to end right now, Justin?
This place is as good as any for now. Stay tuned, folks, for live updates. Follow us on LinkedIn from some commentary, some posts, some footage reaps. We'll be posting a few more update videos throughout the course of the day today. Stay in. So as always, happy
prompting, everybody.